How's everybody doing today? We'll start off this video saying there's a couple times in my last video, since I had did all three trucks a motor swap, there's once outside where I misspoke. I wasn't as happy with this 27 turn motor, and I said the 27 turn axial motor, but actually this is the 27 turn RC4WD drive motor I put in here. The 20 turn axial motor was better than the 27 turn RC4WD drive. I will say that. So that's the 45 turn RC4WD drive. There's the motor I had in it before. Even watching videos with this at Dude's Backyard, this motor performs better than what I got now. But a long time ago, I put this motor in the truck. It's a 21 turn. But I think it did pretty good too. Then I took it out and I had put it in this Blazer forever. So, and I was so good with this 20 turn in the Gen 8, I just never needed to change it again. So I might just put that back, but I think I'm just going to go ahead and try this again first because it's a 21. And another thing, the Gen 8 has got a tall gear, even though it's got all that gear reduction in it, so that's good. But it comes with like a 16 or 17 tooth pinion. This one has a 14, so I'm thinking if I can, I'm going to take this 14 and put it on there and just see how much that helps too. After I do the motor swap even, I'm going to try both gears. But first off, I am going to clear this table off, and I'm going to just slow crawl across here with this 27 turn RC4WD drive. Alright, now I got these books set up here. Let's see what kind of torque I can get out of this thing. I mean, obviously I got a short going to my light right now, but it takes a little bit of gas to get it up that. Takes a little bit there too. But I mean, yeah, you can work the throttle and make it look good on camera, I guess. But still, it's not very torquey in the low end. This motor ain't, not compared to what that 20 turn wing was. It's okay. All right, so I'm gonna turn my trim up, just the trim. Let's see how much trim I can get out of this. I won't even climb that first book on trim alone. I don't know if it will later or not, but that was full trim right there. See if I can back up just a little bit. All right, right there. I'm on top of my battery charger back there is why it's leaning. Here we go. Full trim with a roll. It still won't come up it till I gas it some. Now that's still on trim, but it gets there, it stops. So I gotta give it more gas. So I know it ain't a great test, but we're gonna go ahead and maybe I'm gonna start by just changing the gear. I'm gonna put the smaller 14 tooth off of this truck on there first thing before I change the motor, and we're gonna do this again. All right, I got them both taken off now. This is the RC4 drives. This is a 14. This don't have it wrote, I don't see it on there, but I counted them. This is a 17 tooth on the Redcat. Now they come with a 17 tooth and a 17 turn motor. So this thing has to have tons of gear reduction in it for them to even be thinking that to start. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, so I got a feeling this 14 tooth, if the motor will slide over that far, I haven't even tried it yet. If this can go on there, this has got to make a dramatic change. So even when I put that motor back on there, I'm still going to use a 14 in order. I would like to get a 12 for the RC4 drive because I would like to bring it down some too. So anyway, let me go ahead and see if this even fits. All right, there's the big 17 tooth right there. We got the 14 tooth installed off of there. So let's see what she does. I barely got given any gas. Their lights came on their own. Felt pretty good. Definitely got more control. I don't know what's up with the lights, but I ain't too worried about it. Alright, I'm going to do the trim this time. That's the only way to really tell. Me using the trim. That's where we were at last time, right? Look at that. Oh, that was all trim. It wouldn't even come up on the first obstacle on the other pinion. So, wow. That I didn't even expect. Let's see if I can back up with the trim. Oh, yeah. That's all trim right there, not me. I can go a little more. Yeah, a little bit more. Yeah, that's pretty good, actually. You can tell I was working the knob there, so my steering turned on me. But, so yeah. Yeah, I mean, I wasn't sure if I'd seen the difference or not, but I'm seeing it. Anyway, I don't know what's up with the lights there, but figure that out later. It's just coming unplugged, I'd imagine. Now, when you're giving it gas yourself, it's not as noticeable that you got that much more torque. You got a lot more slow crawl with that pinion gear. But to use your damn trim and go like that, that ain't bad. That's all trim. That's pretty cool. A little bit more. Made a little bind right there. That was all she had. But that's pretty cool. It definitely would not do that before. Alright, so well, I'm going to say that that test turned out to be a success. I don't know what my top end's going to be now. I mean, obviously it's going to be slower because look at that. I mean, I still don't like that motor, to be honest. I think I'm going to put in the other motor anyway. That's still the RC4WD drive, and I just don't like the motor itself. So, I'm going to go ahead and swap motors. Maybe I'll try both gears on the other motor. Alright, I got that 21 turn in there. Now, this motor is extremely fast and has a lot of torque, but I've run it in the water so many times, it feels kind of grungy when I put it together. So, I'm going to start right off with just using the trim. It's loud. I'm barely using the trim though. Barely at all. A little more trim. Yeah, she's got torque. Let me back up. The reverse ain't got shit. Huh. It's a jumpy motor. I just don't like that. Got all the power in the world. I just don't like the control. Yeah, I don't like it as much as the other one. I mean, yeah, I can haul ass across something. Got all kind of power. I don't need that. Sounds like the motor just needs clean. It's a rebuildable, but it's rough. I wore this motor out. Some reason that's weird. Reverse doesn't have much power. Like that's all the way. 35 turn had way more than that. Back in the forward though, forward has all the power I need on the trim. So anyway, let's bring her back down into the shop here. Alright, we're going to put that 20 turn back in it and try that. Alright, let's go to the axial 20 turn. I'm going to do it with the trim again. Creep into it. There we go. Very little trim this time. A little more. There she goes. And it, of course, takes off. You got a lid off of it. Now we'll reverse climb. That's full reverse. Still doesn't have it in reverse. Not on the trim anyway. So, do I have it all the way up? Yes, I do. Okay. But you got torque in reverse though. Can I creep? Because 20 turns actually so much smoother. And I think it's more proper that I'm pulling the trailer and everything with it. So if I ain't got enough power to climb over stuff with the trim on the other one, then I don't know why I'm using it. So I wonder what a 45 turn would do in here while I'm into all this motor swapping shit. Let me see. You know what? We're about to put an axial 45 turn in here just because I can. I want to see what it does. Correction. RC4WD 45 turn. Well, alright. Now we got the 45 turn 14 tooth pinion. Let's go for the tour. Oh, okay. I'm barely giving it any. Look at that slow crawl on its own. Let me steer it. I have to steer it while it's climbing itself. A little bit more. A little more. Oh, there she goes. That was nice and slow. How about reverse? There's nothing in reverse, just like the other one, but even the good motor didn't have much. Only, which one was that? Only the high torque one did it in reverse. So. But I can creep. Look at that. I bet this thing won't go fast at all, though, with 45 turn motor. This is me, not the cruise. Oh, I barely gave it any extra gas, and it just walked it. You know what? I might have to leave this motor in here and test it. I know the wheel speed's going to be gone. But I love that slow control sometimes. And it's doing better than the 27. 27 wasn't even climbing, remember? That's nice. I like that. Seems like it's got a hell of a drag brake. Let me see something here. Doesn't got a bad drag brake. Yeah. It's a good drag brake because it's holding that tire up on there. Yeah, the other one's up regardless, but that's still at the very edge. So that's a pretty good drag brake. Even an inch in the air and it's holding it there. I feel like I need to adjust the torque on the mesh a little more, but I like that. Yeah, I think because of that, I'm gonna give this motor a try tomorrow before I change to the next one again. Will it back up that? That's a big curb. Yeah, how easy it does that. That's pretty controlled. I'm gonna try something real quick. What kind of full speed do I got? Enough. So, what do you guys like? Do you like that wheel speed over low control? I mean, because obviously you don't really have to have low control if you're in a competition like that. I mean, it looks great on video. That's it. I mean, you can get away with having a little bit jumpy or slow control and using that wheel speed in when you need it. giving up the wheel speed for low control probably does not benefit a lot competition-wise. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I know having that wheel speed when you need it comes in handy, but this is the trailer pulling truck for one thing. We don't need to get it out on the course a lot, so I don't know if I even care for that. But look at that. I like that. And with the trailer, you even want to be able to go slow. And I just held that steady at one little place, and it goes. So, didn't take any extra. Yeah, I like that. 45 turn for the win. Now, the problem was, I think the gear reduction is what's okay with that. If I had that same 17 tooth, would not be good. In this truck, like I was doing the other day, I was bogging out when I would hit stuff with the 14 tooth, because this is geared completely different. This one being geared for a 17 tooth. So putting this motor and putting a 14 tooth is going to slow it way down. But I don't think it's going to bog this motor out on a rock. I mean, I don't know until I get out there on the rocks. I don't think it's going to lock it down. I think there's still enough power in it that it's going to respond when you give it gas. You're just not going to get out of a mud hole if you need wheel speed. That was top speed right there. So this thing's going to go like 3 miles an hour right now. But I'm still going to try it before I take it back out, because I kind of like it. That right there is what I want. It's great for video. That drag brake, look at that. And it didn't even roll forward. It dropped it down. So anyway. Alright guys, well, actually, I thought this video was over. But I just remembered. I took the gear off there, the 14 tooth, to try all this. And now that I'm at the 45 turn, I'm going to go ahead and put this tall gear back in here and see what happens. So I can put my other gear back on that truck. That was just a test, really. I would like to take it out and try it. It's extremely slow, but I should be able to be all right with that gear as well. Let's find out. Okay, now we got 45 turn with the 17 tooth pinion gear. Still, I got, oh, wait, let me do it with the trim first thing. I'm gonna go to the trim. Takes a little more, that's for sure. That's all the way up. It ain't gonna do it on the trim, not with that pinion gear. Nope. You ain't getting up it with a fucking 17 tooth. Not on the thing. But although when you give it gas, she's got all that you need. That's pretty nice. Just because your control on the thing ain't bad. I don't mind that. Don't know if she will bind down or get real hot. But, I mean, that's the gear it calls for. I like that little crawl like that. That's nice. 45 turns better than the 27 turn. I'll give it that much. Okay. Even though I did like that super slow crawl, that was just too damn slow when I was flooring it. It still has good drag still. Still a good motor. It's just not bad. I think it's better than that 27, so let's try something. It's not much faster even with this gear. Them shocks I love. I think one side leans a little bit. I need to stretch the spring just a little bit on that side and put them back in. But I do love the shocks. All right, So that's where we're at now. 45 turn motor, 17 tooth pinion. Way too tall. Just way too tall. But it'll work until I order a new one. At least now I know what the 14 tooth does in that truck, and I am going to put a 14 tooth in it. This truck needs a 12 tooth, I believe. Well, she smooths without any teeth. But anyway, yeah, that's where we're at. We're going to go ahead and put that gear back on there. So that's the end of the video. Hope it helps somebody. If not, I'll watch it. It'll help me. Just kidding, guys. Please like and subscribe. Till next time. Peace.